Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller. It's a beautiful, happy Friday. If you're not feeling your Friday, I am so sorry. I have been looking forward to the weekend for, since Monday, I guess. And usually I love Mondays. Okay. I love being on schedule. I love getting back to the grind. But after a weekend in Herman for the Golden Gal Network's first ever weekend retreat, I was feeling a little bit tired. I was feeling like my social battery was plummeted to the ground. The weekend went amazing and went great. I think the problem was I also was in charge, which I love being in charge, but like all batteries, once they start to run low, you got to recharge or it's going to be dead, right? So I've been looking forward to this Friday for so long. I have a little comedy show tonight. Tomorrow I am going to the Miss Missouri competition. One of my very good friends is competing tomorrow and I am so excited to see her get on stage, do her thing. It's going to be amazing. And honestly, it's going to be a pretty relaxing and chill weekend. I'm teaching my first ever Saturday yoga class, so that'll be different. I do have that to look forward to, but it's gonna be chill. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for it, and hopefully maybe I can get a nap in this weekend. I crave to have a nap, right? Let's get into it. Fridays are our Ask the Gals segment. If you'd like to hear your question, you can email me at goldenhourdrip@gmail.com or shoot me a DM at goldenhourdrip on Instagram. Let's get into it. The first question: how do you know if you should continue down the path you are currently on? I feel so conflicted. I thought I wanted this and now I'm not so sure. I'm not exactly you didn't share what you were, on the path down. Maybe it's just your life in general. It could be a career. It could be a significant other. It could be, where you're living or what you're doing with your time and energy. And at any moment, I think sometimes we feel like we are too deep and there's no time to turn back. It does not matter what age you're at, you still have so much life to live. I was reading this novel, and the main character is getting divorced at 45. And 45 seems like an old age, right? Both my parents, all three of my parents are in their 50s. My, mother and father-in-law are in their 50s. And when I look at them, they are not old, right? They still have so much life to live. And if you are getting a divorce at 45, you still could have 40 more years, right? I always reference 80, but 80, if we take 40 to 80, that's still 40 years of life. And would you rather be married to someone or doing something that no longer serves you, or you are no longer in love with, or is not filling your cup? That's going to be a pretty depressing 40 years, right? Even at 45, plus 40 is 85, right? You still have double to go. And at any time, if you think that the path you're on or what you have been doing with your time or energy, if it's no longer serving you, then why spend the next couple years miserable? And I think sometimes we get too in the weeds. We get wrapped up with, oh my gosh, who's going to be disappointed in me? I might have to have an icky conversation with someone, and I hate conflict. But ultimately, those conversations, maximum they could take, I don't know, if you're having a conversation with a boss and telling them, hey, I don't want to work here anymore, that icky conversation might only take 5 minutes. It might take 10 minutes, might take an hour. I don't know. But once you get over that disagreement or that argument or that conflict, then you have the rest of your life. Then you have everything after that. And our dream life is on the other side of that icky and horrible conversation. Once we can get past the conflict and can be looking to the next step, you're going to feel so free. You're going to feel so happy. If it is your career, if it's a significant other, if it is where you're living and the people that you might have to disappoint, that is going to hurt. Like, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, everyone's going to be so happy and want the best for you. Like, that's not always the case. Sometimes people are disappointed, they're hurt. And that's because they had an expectation of you and you're no longer, conforming to that expectation. And that's okay. You're allowed to live your own life, because at the end of the day, you are the only person who's going to wake up with you every single morning, and you are the only person who's going to go to bed with you every single night, right? So if we are thinking about the big picture, you are the one who has to live with your choices and have to live with the life that you're creating for yourself. So if at any time nothing is, making you feel good anymore, then it's time to move on. It doesn't matter how many years of research that you've put into your career, or how many years, moments, minutes that you have invested in this thing. That time is already lost. Why would you give more time to that thing that is no longer serving you or no longer making you feel good? Instead, you can be investing that time into something that is going to serve you and provide you dividends 1,000 times over, because it's what you actually want, and it's not the idea of something that you thought that you wanted and now you're feeling unhappy in it, right? Nothing is worth your happiness. So I would definitely stop, see how you can get out of this, and start on the path that you're looking forward to and wanting. And if you get down that path and you decide, hey, like, this path is also not for me, at any time you can also leave that path. You don't have to stay on the path. There are a million choices that we can make every single day, but there's no wrong choice. The universe is always going to have your back, and it's going to position you to that next greatest thing. You might hit some bumps on the way, but ultimately it will get you to where you need to go. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that the Golden Hour Drip podcast has a monthly newsletter. You'll find podcast updates, upcoming events and information, and bonus content. If you haven't already, click the link in the show notes and join today. Now, back to the show. I have such a sweet tooth, but want to start taking my health seriously. What do you like to snack on to curb the craving? Okay, I don't know about you, but summertime is filled with so many good snacks. A lot of people say that the holidays are where they like fall off the wagon, because they have Thanksgiving, they have Christmas, they have, any other winter holiday, which can be absolutely true, right? Like, people are cooking for you. But for me, summertime is difficult because it's it's so hot out, I don't want to cook, or let's just pick something up, like any of those things, right? And so for me, like, snacks in the fridge, I love having like fruit. Blueberries are my favorite thing to snack on, because they don't have to be cut up, right? Like, there's nothing that has to be prepped with a blueberry. You can rinse them, you can wash them, right? But after that, you don't have to cut them, and they don't go bad quickly. Like raspberries and blackberries, you don't have to like cut or prep them, essentially like the same as blueberries. But I feel like raspberries go bad so quickly, and blackberries, like, the container is so small. But like blueberries, they're my absolute favorite. If you've ever tried the True Fruit, which is the frozen fruit dipped in chocolate, that is also like super, super good. But there are many like other options, like not just fruit. Personally, I love fruit in the summertime. I love watermelon. I love cantaloupe. Doing like a feta and mint and watermelon salad, like that's really, really good. But you're looking for something sweet still. You're wanting like maybe that end of a meal snack. True fruit is great where it's like dipped in the chocolate. If you are not a chocolate person, it's going to be, I don't know. Like, I think just like sweet cravings can be difficult, and like it is your life, right? Like you want to have a little bit of sweetness. You don't have to completely limit yourself all the good things. Something that I like to remember is if I make it myself, then I've taken the energy to prepare it. I know exactly the ingredients, and I've done it in a way that it's more of an experience than just like eating to eat. So even if you like something sweet like cookies or a cake or a pie, I love fruit pie, especially in the summertime, or even ice cream, like you can create those things in your own kitchen and experiment. And then it means more, right? Because if it's a prepackaged snack, like I didn't put any work in that. I don't know the extent of it. And honestly, like it means less when I can just open a box or eat it. But I actually made, we had some leftover chocolate, and I dipped a bunch of blueberries, right? And that took effort. It took work in comparison to like the true fruit, which just came into like my fridge with a package. I appreciated it more because I made it myself. So if there is a favorite snack that you love to eat, maybe it's Rice Krispie treats, maybe it's chocolate chip cookies, baking it in your kitchen, like it can be an experience. You appreciate it more. You can change the ratios to be like good and amazing for you. I love to have a sweet treat. If you have a Ninja Creamy, I know like summertime for me, I love all the ice cream. I love the cold things. I made a Olipop, and like it was a protein Olipop, creamy. So I did a protein milk, and then I put half a can of the Olipop. I did 2 of them. So, split half the can. It was root beer. And then I put the protein milk in there. You could also like mix a vanilla protein powder if you had it. And then I did just a little bit of vanilla sugar-free Jello in it, and it was like so good. It tasted like a root beer float. And to me also, I'm getting my protein. I struggle with my protein. It is so hard. And so that way I was like, oh, I'm having this nice little ice cream snack, but it's, in a way, it's good for me. I got my probiotics from my Olipop. I have my protein from the milk, and you know what? It was good. It was great. It was cold. It was refreshing. So getting creative in those ways and finding the snacks that still make you feel good and give you the thought of indulgence is always amazing. I also like the Hue chocolate. It is the Nutella one, not Nutella. What is hazelnut? It's hazelnut and chocolate. It is so good. But they're these little dark chocolate squares. They're amazing. They're so good. Also like a beverage can be like a sweet treat to me as well. So it all depends on like what you're looking for. I also like to do like popcorn and like M&Ms, or I usually don't have M&Ms. So it's like the chocolate morsels or whatever, like chocolate chips that you would use in cookies, putting those on top, lots of salt. It's amazing. Chef's kiss. I've been spending so much time on my phone or watching TV or being inside. I hate that I feel like I'm wasting summer. What are your tips to get out of the house? Ooh, I think everybody has this big expectation that summer is going to be amazing. Summer is something that we look forward to all winter, and it's warm out and we can do more things outside. But you have to have a plan in place. You have to have like the habit of doing things. If you spend all winter like watching TV and then you expect to just have plans come summertime, That's not going to happen. You have to put forth some effort to make your summer amazing. You have to plan and invite your friends. So if you feel like you have been absolutely stuck on your phone or watching TV or staying inside, that's because that's your habits. Your habits are staying inside. So to even introduce like a small habit, it doesn't have to be that much time, but maybe you go outside for a walk. Like that is spending time outside. And if that's your prerogative, then you're outside. If you have a local pool, even if you don't like to go swimming, you can bring a book, you can hang out poolside. A lot of these like aquatic centers have day passes, so you can go for the day. You can go to a park. And if it's the habit of like being on your phone or being entertained by some sort of media, you can read a book. You can find a craft. A summer craft that I absolutely love and I always think about is friendship bracelet making. We do it every year. We go down to the river and we make friendship bracelets. Well, you can make friendship bracelets at any time. At camp, like as a kid, we would make friendship bracelets off our water bottle, and everybody nowadays has a water bottle preference. So you can have your little friendship bracelet on your water bottle. So on your lunch break, maybe you work an 8 to 5 and you're, in an office all day, but during your lunch break, you can go outside, even if it's just out in the parking lot. You can whip out your water bottle and you can do that craft. It's short. It doesn't take a lot of effort because it's already on your water bottle. Embroidery thread is super, super inexpensive. I mean, you can get embroidery thread for like $1. And you can do that. Inviting your friends places can also be really powerful. There's lots of local free events, anywhere, everywhere. And I know like even a farmer's market doesn't cost you anything. You can go and you can look. Of course, if you like get groceries, you can shop at a farmer's market instead. You can go, what else? I don't know. Honestly, like summer is what you make it. I would grab a piece of paper and a pen and I would write down your summer bucket list, and I would list out everything that you ever thought of when you were a kid, like the things that you thought would be so fun and you couldn't wait until you turned 20 or 21 or whatever age was like special to you. In my head it was like always 23 and now I'm 26, but anyways, that age when you were a kid, it was like so amazing and you thought, when I am a big kid, this is what I'm gonna do. Or watching on movies and seeing other people's lives and thinking, like I can't wait until I can drive myself places. Well, most of us get our driver's license at 16. And if you're a listener of this podcast, I'm sure you're over 16. So think of all the things that you wanted to do as a kid, write them down and make it your summer bucket list. Invite your friends over for, a patio night where you go outside and you drink your prebiotic soda, or you drink some wine, or you eat popsicles. I mean, even eating popsicles, like that's a summer event. Go outside and make a list of everything you guys want to do this summer. Make a pact of like, hey, every Sunday or, every third Tuesday, we're going to do something. We're going to go outside. We are going to have fun. We're going to check out local events. And if you are in the Kansas City and surrounding areas, you can always join the Golden Gal Network Club. We have multiple monthly events and we're always looking to have a good time and hang out with friends and make the connections. So, if you don't live in Kansas City or the surrounding areas, there are so many different social clubs that you can join. Maybe you don't have the brainwidth or the capacity to plan like a huge summer bucket list. Maybe you can join a club or you can join a intramural. Like I know that there's pickleball not championships, what is it called, like where you can go and sign up for different teams, or sand volleyball. Like there are different sports that you can do. There are so many activities that you can join and have a blast at, right? So get your friends involved, get the community involved if you can. I mean, by searching up the city that you live in, things to do, like even that will populate things. Set the boundary with your phone, turn off your TV, maybe make a challenge like, hey, on Wednesdays through Fridays, I'm not going to be on the phone, or I'm not going to be on TV. Like once I get off of work, like I need to go find something to do. I'm locking myself out of my house and I'm going to explore and have fun. So thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Trip podcast. Please rate, review, subscribe, all of the things. It takes literally 2 seconds and I would appreciate it so very much. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.